What's up, ladies, gents, everyone in between? This is Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Tuesday night. I'm Grandpa on this screen. That's Bradley on the other. Say what's up, Bradley.
How's it going?
It's going. It's kind of or it's Tuesday. It was kind of a Monday as far as work goes, but Memorial Day was yesterday. You and I were both off work, so it was well worth it. Today. Again, shout out to everyone for the reason that we have Memorial Day, our troops, etc. Go USA on that. But yes, here we are Tuesday, and yeah, Shoe Booty Sports. So before we get going, a few things to talk about. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor. Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers five different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the one of a kind Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all five of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app of choice. Screenshot your results as proof of completion. Submit that screenshot to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your reward will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section while you're there for t shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. And you can find us, Shoe Booty Sports, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on X at Shoe Booty Sports. Okay, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little baseball, college softball. Why not? Because primarily because our Arkansas Razorbacks are in it. Our fantasy football league is going to do a pick 'em for. Is it going to be the NCAA tournament or College World Series?
Now, is the NCAA tournament.
Okay, wow. Okay, so it'll be a lot to choose from. It's more interesting that way, I think. I think that's a good idea. I am in. I prefer the $10 option as opposed to the $25 option that somebody threw out there. I was like, that's more fun for me. But yes, I am interested in participating in that. Uh, First and foremost, the Arkansas Razorback women, their season has come to an end. They lost in the deciding game, game three of the Super Regionals to Ole Miss. Lost 7-4. Ole Miss going to the College World Series. Arkansas has not made it to a College World Series in softball. They've come close several times over the last several years under Courtney Deifel. The program was a joke until she got there. So the reason it was disappointing Arkansas lost because they didn't look good in the loss Saturday night. Yes, it was it Saturday night or was it Sunday night?
Sunday.
Sunday. It was Sunday
Yeah,
night.
it was supposed to take place in the middle of the day, but it was rain delayed. So
Okay, yeah. Arkansas didn't look good from what I saw. It was they couldn't do anything at the plate. Ole Miss had timely hits and were just better. They were just a better team Sunday evening. And I was watching it in Lone Oak with the family. And yeah, just Ole Miss looked better. Their uniforms looked better. All that. Although for alternate uniforms, I don't like Arkansas's anthracite typically in any sport. I
yeah,
did I did like them on the softball team. I was like that's the best version of the anthracite that I've seen was what the Arkansas softball team had Sunday night. I don't know why you choose that one though. Like why choose that one in the deciding game that with the season on the line? Is there a luck factor there? I don't know, but I didn't like that choice.
they probably voted on it, so it's probably players' decision.
I guess I wasn't crazy about it.
Them
Uh,
kids like that anthracite, man.
I don't know why. It's not Razorback colors. I mean, I can
Yeah,
understand wanting, but if you're gonna, because the baby blue isn't Old Miss's colors. Like they're a like navy, like almost a navy blue, and like a I don't know, scarlet red.
yeah.
But they've adopted the baby blue over the last, and even have incorporated white over the last several years. But it looks sharp. I mean, it looks like it really looks good with the baseball team when they did it. uh, 2 or 3 years ago, and that's trickled down to the softball team, and it looks really good. Like their alternate colors look good. I mean, look
Their
really
football
good.
unis look pretty good too, with the baby blue helmets and the red face mask. That's pretty sweet.
And the white, when they incorporate, like it's almost like a beige or cream white,
Yeah.
looks really sharp. Yeah, Ole Miss's alternate colors look better than their actual colors. Arkansas's don't. It's a night and day difference. I don't like the alternate, but it's what they adopted and it's what it is. But they didn't look good Sunday when they played in them, and that's really what matters. And yeah, Ole Miss, the only unranked team going into the College World Series. But it was disappointing. But again, the only reason you even have expectations is Courtney Deifel, the head hog there for the Arkansas softball program.
It was pretty neat that either one of the teams that would have won, it would have been their first appearance in the College World Series. So it was exciting either way for whoever won. So just yeah, us being homers, yeah, I wish it was Arkansas, but
I was
oh
gonna,
well.
I was gonna say, I guess it's exciting for Ole Miss. Good for them. I mean, they were better. They were the better team. They deserve to go.
Yeah.
They were the better team in the series. So it's what it is. Arkansas baseball. They uh, kind of no showed the SEC tournament. It's just seems to be the trend every time they're in the SEC tournament. Apparently, they
They weren't
won
the
the
only
thing.
ones. Top seed Texas went out, Auburn lost. Everybody lost but LSU went out in their first game. All the other teams with a bye.
Who won it? I don't even know who won it.
Vandy. And Vandy, with them winning the conference championship, the conference tournament, they uh they just leapfrogged ahead of LSU to be the number one spot. They pretty much trade spots. They leapfrogged from number 6 national rank to number 1, which LSU just dropped from 1 to 6, just for playing in the semifinal conference game. So I kind of don't get that, but I mean, I'm sure these guys know more than me who do the polls. So
Well, it's almost a prisoner of the moment poll at times, but at the same time, I kind of like it because it shows that well, we're going to make the SEC tournament matter. I mean, this is
yeah.
are you playing your best ball entering the postseason? And uh, and by the way, it's single elimination. Like I didn't realize that. I was like, okay, well, where's Arkansas go now? And I was like, oh, they're done. Okay, it makes sense. You don't really want a double elimination SEC tournament. That's going to take too long. So just yeah,
Yeah.
one game, let's go get it, and then just see what happens. And in baseball's a funny sport like that. You can be the better team and just have a bad day and have an early exit. And that was Arkansas did not look good in that game.
Now I tuned in like the fourth or fifth inning, and yeah, I mean it was what 5-1 or something like that before we scored the second run. But yeah, they didn't really look into it, like from
No,
just the body language and stuff. They're just like, we're here, you know. If we win, we win. Cool, but
they haven't looked good in any SEC tournament I've seen them play in. Apparently, we won the thing in 21. I don't remember it, but I
yeah,
mean, they haven't looked good anytime I've watched them in the SEC tournament. Look good in the rest of the way. That's really what matters. But it made no difference for Arkansas. They're still they're still what, a top four seed, hosting a super regional or hosting a
yeah,
regional.
we're a 3 seed nationally, so
Okay, yeah, so top four seed didn't hurt you at all, the loss. Uh, when is game one, and who do they
uh,
play?
game one's going to be against North Dakota State, who at one stretch this season played
Friday, I
Vandy.
believe. Is it
It's
Thursday or Friday?
it's probably Thursday, if I would guess. But um, Yeah, they did play at one stretch in the season. I think they played Auburn and Vandy back to back for like 5 games. So they've got some SEC experience playing at the bigger venues. So I expect them to be a little salty. But man, you look at our draw, dude. We've got 3 of the 4 teams have over 40 wins on the season, which I don't think. Looking at the bracket here, it might be the only super or the only regional that has that scenario. Looks like all the other ones just have 2 with 40 wins. So yeah, lucky Arkansas, but I still expect us to come out of this one since we got a pretty good home field advantage. We pretty much show up always at home. So we'll see how they get started off with North Dakota State and Kansas and Creighton are the other 2 teams. So
Well, North Dakota State has a losing record. I know that, but it's that kind of I'm not going to say it's meaningless, but it's not what you think because they stack their schedule before conference play begins with tough opponents, and then when you hit conference play, that's where they rack up their wins and qualify for the postseason. So it's deceiving that losing record because Little Rock's the same way. Little Rock made the NCAA tournament with the losing
Baton
record.
Rouge, right?
Oh yeah, they got LSU. Like that's their first game is LSU. So welcome to the NCAA tournament,
Yeah.
Little Rock Trojan.
Little Rock's 24 and 32, and North Dakota State's 20 and 32. So
Yeah. Well, uh, what's the name of their? Is it Sunbelt?
Sun Belt, I believe so.
Yeah, that Little Rock is in. Yeah, it's the Sunbelt and conference that is. So I mean, I don't know how they did. I just know they made the postseason tournament. I assume they won the Sun Belt, and that's how they got into the big dance. Maybe won the tournament. I don't know. Either way, I think it's very cool that Arkansas and Little Rock are in the NCAA tournament. But yes, a very very tough draw for Little Rock going against what I believe is the best team in the country in LSU. Very first
Pretty
game.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. I will be pulling hard for Little Rock in that. I just don't. I mean, because I'm kind of from there, so I naturally going to pull for them. But yeah, that would. I don't expect much from the Trojans there in that. I'd like to see them battle. Like just don't go get smoked. But that's a tough. Oh, it's a tough game for them. it's we'll see what happens. But yeah, like you said, the other 2 teams, Kansas and Creighton, both teams have 40 plus wins. Kansas's would be more impressive if the Big 12 still consisted of Oklahoma and Texas,
Yep.
primarily Texas. But those are both SEC schools now. The Big 12 is not the conference that it used to be as far as sports go, and really all around. So that it's an impressive record, but how impressive, I don't know. Excuse me. I haven't seen them play, so I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
take over a second while I catch my breath.
Yeah. I've not seen Kansas play at all either. I don't think I've seen anyone play outside of SEC baseball except for like maybe a total of 40 pitches here and there across the season. So yeah, I don't know anything outside of conference. I'm pretty confident saying that.
I know Clemson and Florida State are good because they're always good as far as baseball goes. Those are both they're constantly in that top 10 or
Yeah.
top 15 range. Clemson, Florida State. But yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about Kansas as far as how good or not good they are. But that's the thing. I mean, it's college baseball has always been that's in a sense like basketball, college basketball, where these smaller schools can come get a win or two, and they can win a regional. When we were in our early college years, Cal State Fullerton was kind of the powerhouse in college baseball. It was LSU and it was Cal State Fullerton. I remember those two were always the schools you heard about doing well in the NCAA tournament. You don't hear much from Cal State Fullerton anymore because really all the big time players from the West are coming to the Southeast and playing. The SEC is getting a lot of those players. Arkansas alone has, I mean, their two best hitters are from Hawaii. Their third baseman is from Australia. Who knew they
I
played
mean,
baseball in Australia?
yeah, it's fairly common, right?
It is now. You just go pluck up the best players from all over the world apparently, because the Arkansas track team has always gotten the best runners and track athletes from everywhere,
Yeah.
and that went back to when we were in school. Their best distance runner was from the UK. So, and this was, you know, 20 years ago when we were in school. Now it's just trickled down to the entire Southeastern Conference when it comes to baseball. But it is it's a real slogan the SEC has. It just means more. It does. And we take our sports, our college sports, a lot more seriously down here because a lot of us don't have pro teams. A lot of these now, some do. Of course, Louisiana, Texas, Florida, they've got their pro teams, but Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, you can throw Missouri in there as far as having pro teams, but even then, those cities they look like they're trying to get out of the state. If you look at where they are, they're both essentially on the state border. But yeah, a lot of these schools, that is their pro team. Arkansas, especially. I mean, the Arkansas
Yeah.
Razorbacks it's the state team essentially. So it does just mean more. How do we see? You had to pick right now. We're going to do a pick 'em. Let's just say who do you got winning the whole thing, and do you have Arkansas in the College World Series? You can change your
Um,
mind for the pick 'em thing, but right now, if you're picking, what do you say?
I'll go ahead and say Hogs to the College World Series because if if we get through the regional, the super regional, it looks like the likely winner out of those four is going to be Tennessee. I think we can take care of Tennessee again at home. So I see us a real good path of making it to the College World Series. Now the overall, man, that's tough. And Vandy's been really hot. I don't think they can keep that up. They've won 16 of their last 18 games, which
Wow.
is stupid. I don't see them keeping that up. I see LSU having a chip on their shoulder just from them dropping back in the ranks. I I would put money on LSU.
Smart picks, LSU. That 16 of
They've
your
got a
last
great bullpen,
18.
dude.
They have great pitching, they have great
Yeah,
hitting. They got everything. They got everything. They look like a championship team. That's the best team I've seen. My money's on LSU. I but if you're the hottest team, that's going to factor in. When Ole Miss won it a couple of years ago, they weren't the best
yeah,
team. They were just playing the best,
yeah.
and went on that magical run, beat Arkansas in the semis, and then went and took care of business in the Natty. They were just playing the best at the right time, and Ole Miss ended up winning the whole thing. Uh, I think Arkansas could do that. They can. This isn't abnormal for them to play poorly in the SEC tournament and then go on a roll in the NCAA tournament. They did that a couple of years ago when Ole Miss won the whole thing. Looked
Yeah.
terrible in the SEC tournament, come out and then make a run all the way to, and you're one game away from the national championship. Uh, so I I would pick Arkansas to get to the College World Series because I think it's a really good team. I think they're good enough. They got the pitching's okay. It's not great, but it's good enough to win games. But Arkansas's
Pitching's
pitching
great.
has,
It just hasn't been in the last 2 weeks.
yeah, they haven't been impressive when I've watched. Now they were against Texas. They were very impressive against Texas, but hasn't looked it lately. It's good pitching. It's not great pitching. I don't think it's great pitching. I think LSU has great pitching. I don't think Arkansas is on that caliber as far as pitching. Hitting, I think Arkansas is about as good as anybody.
Yeah.
from top to
Well,
bottom of the lineup, about as good as anyone.
and that was the problem the year Ole Miss won it. Our bats were dead. Like they're just gone. We
And
left them
no
in Fayette.
and no
So
power. Yeah, and then they
yeah,
had no power. But that was the case all year. There weren't enough power hitters in the lineup. Arkansas is really good at the plate, really from top to bottom. Um, the one thing that frustrates me about watching them, and it goes to the softball team too, same thing that frustrates me, but especially with the Razorback baseball team. Um, too many too many backwards Ks at the plate. Watching the third strike. If it's
yeah,
close, swing the bat.
dude, defend the plate, man. Like you got two strikes. If it's even close, dude, swing that damn bat.
Yeah, don't leave it up to the ump.
Uh, Especially with the bases loaded, like the Australian did.
That
Like,
and that was a clear strike.
oh, right down the middle, and yeah, it wasn't even
Well,
off speed either. It's
no,
like,
well, it caught the edge of the plate, but that was the thing, but it was a clear strike. Like it was. I was like, yeah, that's a strike. Swing the bat, man. You have two strikes. You can take that on strike one or strike two. You cannot sit there and watch it go by you, even if it's close. If it's close, you cannot watch it go by for strike three.
yeah,
That really,
you
yeah,
go down swinging.
yeah. That's that's what I was thinking of as I said that was the Australian third baseman. I can't remember his name, but it's frustrating. I watched it in the softball game. They were doing the same thing. It's like if it's close, swing the bat. If you got two strikes, you don't have to do it every time. And and the other thing, we'll talk about this next, but yeah, that was really frustrating to me. The other thing I was going to say, what I can't, what I don't like, and this is a coaching thing. Coaches either they really believe in it, or they leave it up to the player. Maybe I don't know. They're taking the first strike. They always taking the first strike. It goes back to Ted Williams. Ted Williams always took the first strike. I don't know if he started it, but that was Ted Williams. Not everyone is Ted Williams. You're cutting your chances at the plate by 33% by just letting the first strike go by you. I love swinging at the first pitch in high school.
Usually me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing because a lot the pitchers will oftentimes think they're going to take the first pitch,
Yeah, get an
and
easy
it's
one.
and it's right down the plate, and then bam. Like I got some of my best hits my senior year of high school swinging at the very first pitch. But I'm talking about just taking the first strike. Like
Yeah,
I noticed the baseball
just setting
team
the
and the
bat on your
softball
shoulder
team.
until you get a strike. It's like
I don't understand that because you're cutting your
if
chances down by
well,
33%.
if you're a terrible hitter, I understand that. But if but if not, if you're an average hitter, yeah, don't take the first strike.
Yeah, well, the only time I would apply that really is little league if the pitcher's
Little league,
wild.
yeah.
If the pitcher's wild, I would say take the first strike because we're probably going to walk. you know,
Yeah.
um,
Not all of them can have heifers up there throwing rainbows down the middle for strikes.
yeah, it's at the collegiate level. If you're a terrible hitter, you're probably not playing collegiate ball anyway. So I don't understand taking the first strike. I never have. Some coaches I saw when I was a reporter, the baseball coach they had at the time, who's no longer there. I won't get into that, but scandal. But he would, excuse me, he would force his players to take the first strike. Every player had to take the first strike, and I just thought, man, that would not fly with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
we
pretty
would
much get two strikes, you're out.
exactly. I was like, that would not fly with me. I don't understand the philosophy. I never have because just from personal experience, the best pitch I see is oftentimes going to be the first pitch.
It's like they're saying to the pitcher, "Prove to me that you can pitch me a strike." So prove to me that you're worth me swinging this bat. Even though they just done it to the previous 9 freaking batters, they're still going to sit up there and with the bat on their shoulder and say, "Prove to me you can pitch a strike."
Yeah, like the argument I hear, from peep coaches, batters, etc., is, well, you can see how they're how the ball's coming at you, how they're released, how they're throwing, all that. I'm like, I can watch that just from sitting there in the on deck circle, swinging as they're throwing. I mean, it's not the same, but that's the concept. Like that's the idea. That's what you're in the box doing when you're swinging as they throw. You're doing it there. When you get to the plate, it's time to hit, not stand there like a statue. So I don't get it, but that's just me. I don't know if the Razorback coaches. I mean, it depends on the situation, obviously. But some of the players do it, and I'm just like, I don't understand why. Like that's the best pitch you're going to see. Swing the bat.
Now I will say this: if that pitcher is on like ball 7, straight ball 7, I'm definitely telling that batter put that bat on the shoulder and leave it there.
Well, yeah, of course, situational. There are times for it, but spreading that philosophy like to the team of like everybody needs to take the first pitch. I'm not saying Arkansas does that. I'm just saying I know coaches that will tell all their players that. Like, take the first strike. Hate that. Don't understand it. Don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. And you won't convince me otherwise. Okay, there are a few more things going on. Anything to add before we move on from college baseball?
No, not for me.
All right. Well,
Um,
we're
it's only a
uh
40-minute show, so
now to say let's move on to other things. We do have the NBA playoffs going on.
playoffs.
Yeah, and I did pick the Thunder, and I picked the Pacers to win it. It looked like the Pacers were going to go up 3-1 or 3-0 the other night.
Yes, it
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I stopped paying attention at halftime when the Pacers were up 20, or at least at a certain point they were up 20. I get home and I see that the Knicks are up 5 with like 9 seconds to play, and I was like, "What?" So I flip it over to that, and I see the end of that. Is where it's like, no, this is the Pacers thing. They're the ones that are supposed to be coming back and winning. Not the Knicks, but I mean the Knicks, I guess, traded up there. The Knicks should be up 2-1 right now, but they're not.
Yeah.
So it could easily be Knicks 2-1. But yeah, it looked like to me, I was like, are the Pacers really going to go up 3-0 in a series where I think the two teams are pretty even? That would have been wild. So I'm glad that the Knicks have made the 2-1 series. They play again at 7 o'clock tonight, game 4. It's in Indiana. So it's yeah. After game 1, where it went into OT, like
Yeah.
I could watch a 35 game series between these two teams. Just these two teams right here. It's been a great series so far.
The first game set the tone, man. Freaking with the choke and everything else. It
And
was
it's like,
great.
oh, it's a 2. Okay, so we get 5 more minutes, and it was back and forth in overtime. I mean, it was a battle in overtime. Man,
Oh,
it was a phenomenal game. And yeah, game 2 was close, and then game 3 ended up being close, where the Knicks actually came back and won it after being down 20 at one point. It looked like the Pacers were going to win by 40 points, and then Knicks came back and won it. So I mean, kudos to them. Other series, Minnesota responded in a big way in game 3,
yeah.
winning by what, 40? I mean, just didn't look like the same team on either
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. 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 100. Yeah. It's almost 150 points or something like that.
It was
It's
one.
a lot of points.
It was 140 something to 100 something, like not or single digits as far as the hundreds go.
Wow.
Um, but Oklahoma City got it done last night. Go up 3-1. I mean, it was a close game, but Oklahoma City kept them at bay. I don't have a dog in either fight, so I just want to see. I want to see a great game, whatever game I'm tuning into. But it looks like we're both going to be correct. I still think now Pacers Knicks. That's still a toss up to me.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City is clearly the better team, even though they're up 3-1 now. It's been clear in all but game three. Oklahoma City is the better team and should get it done. I think Oklahoma City wins the NBA championship no matter who comes out of the East. One, I don't see any
That's
way that.
that's a pretty good guess. Yeah, those three or their big three are on fire right now and have been pretty much the whole season.
Who's their big three?
Uh, SGA, Jalen
Obvious
Williams,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jalen Williams and Chet.
yeah. I would say that'd be my pick. Those would be my three picks. Most impactful, but they're just really good from top to bottom.
Very good. They still got the other Jalen Williams who isn't too bad himself. So
Yeah, I I love that Jalen Williams is probably going to get a ring, like the Jalen Williams
yes,
from Arkansas.
yeah.
I like that guy's going to go get a ring. Like um, state champion in basketball, uh, went to the Elite Eight twice for the Razorbacks, and now you're going to go be an NBA champion, possibly, probably, or at least that's my pick. Dude, I love this for Jalen Williams. Big fan of that guy. One of the most beloved players in Razorback basketball program history. That's that's fair to say, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yes. Big time player, playmaker. Love that for him. Speaking of Arkansas Razorback, beloved players, Corliss Williamson is an assistant coach for the Timberwolves. I noticed that on the sideline last
Really,
night.
I had noticed that.
Yeah,
Good for him.
I was looking. I was like, that's Corliss Williamson. Well, I mean, he's been all over the place. He's been coaching in the NBA as an assistant for years now. He did take the head coaching job at UCA, Central Arkansas, for um, a while. I don't remember how long he was there, but then he went back to the NBA.
I was
And
thinking he was retired.
oh no, he's an assistant. He went up to the NBA. He left UCA to go back to the NBA, be an assistant coach. And yeah, now he's an. I didn't know where he was, but I saw him on the sideline last or in the huddle, talking to somebody, talking to one of the forwards from Minnesota last night. So I was like, okay, well, that's where Corliss Williamson is coaching. So I just little tidbit of info I thought was neat. But yeah, I think it'll be OKC, Indiana. Still feel good about those picks, but we don't know what's going to happen with the Pacers and Knicks. So I am excited about that. But I mean, being up 3-1, you feel pretty good about it anyway. But it's been clear Oklahoma City's the better team in that series. Okay, um, we'll touch up a little bit on WNBA stuff while we still are interested in it, because Caitlin Clark is going to be out for a couple of weeks with a quad injury. I assume it's just a strain.
That's
Um,
what I read.
yeah, I haven't looked too much into it. I just saw a couple of headlines about it, but the league is about to see because the WNBA is not public about or has not embraced Caitlin Clark as the face of the league. The league just hasn't done that, and there's lots of evidence of that. Look it up for yourself if you and you either believe it or you know that or you don't want to believe it. Put it that way. And yeah, the league's about to see the Caitlin Clark effect in a negative way, as she won't be playing. She'll be on the sidelines for the next couple of weeks. I saw that ticket prices have gone from I believe in the Chicago Sky game that they're playing in a couple of weeks. I think tickets went from like $81 all the way down to like 25 on
Oh,
Ticketmaster.
they're gonna go back to being free. They're gonna go back like 2 years or a year ago before Caitlin Clark and go back to just giving them away because nobody's buying tickets.
Yeah, it's I don't know. You're about to see the effect of it because I have no interest in watching unless she's playing.
No,
It's it's what it is. I only started watching because she played. She is an absolute baller and killer. Shoots, pulls up from 30 feet. Looks like the female version of Steph Curry out there, and nobody else plays like that. And that's all. That's all I'm interested in seeing as far as Caitlin Clark and the Fever go. It's been fun to see them have more success early on. I watched them play the New York Liberty the other night. And it was a really good game. Now, Caitlin Clark still is Caitlin Clark to an extent as far as um, she makes magical plays passing, but still very erratic with the ball. So a lot of
yeah,
turnovers. Um, she needs to value possessions more, be less Brett Favre, more Aaron Rodgers to an extent when it comes to valuing each possession. But I don't know. It's probably good she'll have some rest. I don't know. Speaking of, we didn't touch up on any of this, and I don't really want to because one, we're almost out of time, and everybody in the world has done it. But the whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark rivalry, if you want to call it that, because if you want it to be a rivalry, Angel Reese is going to have to get significantly better at basketball. And as I said last week, it looks like she's just gotten worse. She has not worked on her game at all from the looks of
no.
things in the offseason because she's more interested in being a star than a great basketball player, which Clark is the polar opposite. I think she has no interest in being a star. She just wants to ball.
Yeah,
Um,
the 10 seconds I got to watch of Reese playing ball, she went 1 for 4 for 2 points in a matter of those 7 seconds. So I was like, yeah, no improvement.
Reese had
So
zero field goals in the last one I saw. All I see those Angel Reese lowlights. That's what I see her game on
they
Twitter or
they made a big deal about her
TikTok.
single double. So
I'm not surprised, but I don't know if Ryan Clark's still talking about it. That's kind of funny that he's still yapping about that, but that's a whole other show discussing Ryan Clark. But one, I don't want to do that. Two, we're out of time, so we'll get out of here and we'll see y'all next week. But until then, Graham Powell,
the Brown.
deuces y'all.
Peace.